What's up, guys? Master Jode here, back with another video. Today we're going to be playing the Goblin Drill once again. The Goblin Drill did receive a pretty good nerf, guys. So it's definitely not as good as it was pre-nerf. Nowhere even close, but it's still not a bad card. Still really fun and still fits in quite a bit of decks. It's just not nearly as broken as it was before. They made the first Goblin spawn a lot slower, so it just doesn't always get that first hit. So yeah, and they made the goblins spawn closer together. So yeah, it's just a little bit easier to answer, but it's still a solid card in my opinion, and you still see it in some meta decks. So today we're going to be playing a Mega Knight variant of it. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get into some of the gameplay and see how it turns out. So getting into our first matchup here, guys, we're going to be playing Electro Giant. Electro Giant is just a really strong card right now. Probably, if not the best win condition in the game, the second best. Right behind like Royal Hogs, I would say. But yeah, E-Giant just really good right now. Really aggravating to play against. I mean, I think he kind of deserved a nerf in the last update, but they didn't hit him or the Mother Witch. And the Mother Witch was very surprising to me. But the fact that they didn't hit either one of those cards was surprising as well. Maybe they'll hit them in the next patch. But yeah, guys, they didn't, and so they're still really strong. So in this match, guys, you're going to want to, if he goes like Mega Knight in the back, you've got a couple choices you can do. You can either Mega Knight in the back and just try and defend. Goblin Drill is actually a pretty good defense against E-Giant if you have like supporting troops with it. But in single elixir, guys, if they mess up and go with an E-Giant at the wrong time like that guy just did, you can pressure really hard with your Goblin Drill. And even though he was able to get the King Tower activation there, look at all that damage. And this is what I was talking about, guys. The Goblin Drill, while it's not as good as it was, if you use it in the right moments, it's still a really strong card and can get you a ton of value. So I mean, we got all that damage on his towers right then, and we're up an elixir right there, right now, forcing a fireball out of his hand right there. So that was really good for us. But yeah, guys, you gotta play the Goblin Drill at moments that you know you won't get punished super hard. Like we knew we had a little bit of an elixir advantage on that guy right there. So we knew we weren't going to be in too much of trouble with whatever he answered it with. But since the Goblin Drill is much easier to respond to now, and most people only respond with like one card now, you can get punished pretty hard if you play the Goblin Drill at the wrong moment or when you're down elixir, or if you play into like a big push. Like if I played a Goblin Drill right now on the side that he was pushing with his E-Giant, I'd be totally screwed on his counter push. So I think, okay, so we are going to go with the Goblin Drill. So right here, we already had the Mega Knight and the Bandit build up in the left. And this is the tower that he doesn't have damage on. So we didn't mind if he got a little damage. So we're just going to go ahead and split push with the Goblin Drill there. And we actually went to Zap instead of Bandit there. But it's going to work out all right for us because we do get that Bandit on the Goblin Hut. He's going to have to respond to this Goblin Drill here. Yeah, but guys, against E-Giant, yeah, you want to match their E-Giant with your Mega Knight in the back. Or you can, depending on the situation, like if it's late game and he's going in for E-Giant for the win and he's like playing super aggressive, you can go in opposite lane with the Mega Knight and like wall breakers or whatever you need to do to get the job done and win the game. He goes all in right here, guys, and he's still 210 short, and we can't let him cycle back to another fireball, so we've got to go all in here. And he's just gonna overextended himself a little bit, but I mean you can't really blame him. He kind of had to go all in there, and we were able to come out with the dub there. So let's go ahead and get ready for the next game, guys. So getting into this next matchup, this is a deck that you are all very familiar with, I'm sure. It's going to be, well, it's 2.9 Expo, but it's really the 3.0 variation with the Knight in for the Ice Golem, which is probably the better variation right now, and it has been for the longest time just because Knight is really good. Just a really strong card, and it's going to be better in most matchups versus the Ice Golem. There might be like one matchup, like maybe against P.E.K.K.A, Ice Golem might be better, but Knight is going to be better in a lot of the matchups. He actually misses the log there, so that's kind of lucky for us. And yeah, guys, we're just kind of like, we haven't played this deck a lot yet, so we're kind of winging these matchups. But in most matchups, when you have Mega Knight against Expo, you're going to want to, of course, save your Mega Knight for when they play the Expo. You're gonna drop that Mega Knight low most of the time. If you think they have like no elixir for the Knight, you can drop that Mega Knight at the bridge. But we didn't want to drop that Mega Knight right at the bridge and him have the Knight and the Expo dealing with our Mega Knight and us not have enough elixir. So we're gonna give him some BM yawn here just because he's an Expo player and we like doing that to Expo players. But anyways, guys, yeah, if we drop the Mega Knight down low, when it gets up to the Expo, we have enough elixir to, you know, snipe that Expo with the Musketeer. He's gonna miss those skeletons. I don't really know how he missed that skeleton placement. That was kind of weird, but lucky for us. And also, guys, aside from sniping the Expo with the Musketeer, you're going to be able to snipe the Expo with that bar barrel as well. We know he's going to drop skeletons, so we get that zap hovered. Because I think he would have got a lock if we wouldn't have zapped those skeletons. And, I mean, you just can't really allow Expo to lock. Even if it locks for like 5 seconds, it'll get like 1,000 damage or something crazy like that. So, yeah, we had those. We knew he was going to go in with skeletons for that bar barrel. But yeah, guys, bar barrel's a really solid answer. Mega Knight's pretty good against Expo, and you got the Musketeer. And the only way he can deal with the Musketeer if you've got the Mega Knight tanking for it is to Fireball log it. And that's kind of inconvenient for him. So we're going to deal with this Expo pretty handily. We still got a pretty nice damage advantage here. And, you know, we're in double elixir, and as he gets to triple elixir time too, it's going to be really hard for him to break through, guys, because this is... I forget the cycle on this deck, but it's in the low 3s, I think, like 3.4, 3.3, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, guys, he's barely ever going to be able to outcycle our Mega Knight. I don't think he outcycles our Mega Knight at all. So if you know, get frustrated with playing against Expo decks, this is definitely a pretty solid deck in my opinion against Expo. And they're going to have to hold their logs most of the time for that, because log is their best answer to Goblin Drill. So in a lot of situations, it's going to be kind of awkward for them to deal with the wall breakers and your Musketeer. Because like I said, if you had that Mega Knight tanking for the Musketeer, he's going to have a log Fireball to deal with it. We went with a Mega Knight in the back there, guys, because we had a Goblin Drill in our hand, and we wanted to build up a big push, and we knew that the Goblin Drill was going to give us enough time to get that Mega Knight within range of the Expo. And now we got the, that's going to allow us to get 2 big wall breaker hits there, because the Mega Knight was able to deal with this Tesla. And yeah, guys, that push right there is going to get us close to winning the game. We got about, let's see, 225 left on his tower. So yeah, guys, in a really solid position. He still hasn't made a big Expo connection. Yeah, guys, this game's close to being over with. I'm going to go in with a Bandit and Wall Breakers to pressure here. And again, guys, like, it's just, I mean, this matchup here, I mean, this guy might not be the best Expo player, but he's still a, you know, decent Expo player, and we don't play, like, this is our first time playing this deck. So, yeah, guys, just pretty easy. You just have that Mega Knight ready for the Expo, and, you know, snipe that Expo with your Musketeer. If he deals with the Musketeer, you have the Bar Barrel and the Zap. And, yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get into this last matchup. It's going to be another E-Giant deck we're playing against here. And, yeah, guys, E-Giant just really aggravating. This is close to the best variant of E-Giant in the game right now. I think this guy has Mega Minion instead of Inferno Drag. But this is a really solid variation of E-Giant. The E-Giant decks with Goblin, Cage, and Tornado are really aggravating, just because E-Giant gets so much like defensive value with, or it gets so much offensive value with the Tornado, and this deck gets so much defensive value with the Tornado between the Goblin, Cage, and everything. It's just really hard to break through, but he did overextend there. Right off the get-go, guys, with that mini P.E.K.K.A, and we were able to get a nice Mega Knight push there. And, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. He just has nothing to defend that push with. And just like that first Mega Knight, that first E-Giant game we played, you really need to try and catch E-Giant players off guard in single elixir because, you know, E-Giant decks are most of the time really heavy in comparison to this deck and in comparison to a lot of decks. You want to try and beat E-Giant in single elixir, unless you're playing something like Golem, of course. But not to say that this deck isn't good in double elixir time, and you can defend in double elixir time, but this deck is, against something like E-Giant, it's going to be more strong in single elixir. So let's see what he does here. I think he's going to go in for a lightning. And getting some pretty good damage with the goblins there on his E-Giant. But he is going to be able to take care of those goblins with his zaps. And but still a pretty solid defense there. We got a minute to go, and he's still got 2,000 damage left on the right tower. And I'm not even sure if he's played the Mother Witch yet. Yeah, I think that's the first time right there. And I think he might have been trying to pull that Mega Knight back. I'm not sure, but he didn't do a good job of protecting his Mother Witch there. So now, guys, we're just kind of waiting for him to make the move. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting for him. We don't know if he's quit yet or not, but he hasn't. We found out right there he hasn't. But right as soon as he goes in with E-Giant, since there's only 30 seconds left in the game, guys, we know we can go all in, and he either has to respond or just get his tower completely wiped. And he ended up trying to defend and still gets his tower pretty much wiped, and we're able to deal with this push easily. So yeah, guys, I think this is a pretty solid matchup for us. Just because, again, like, I haven't played this deck a lot or anything, and we're just kind of wiping the floor with this guy. And, you know, he's a pretty good player, 6,000 trophy player or mid 6,000 trophy player. So just going to be a solid win there. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, guys. I'm trying to get this channel up and running, get some good content out for you guys. Yeah, but if you enjoyed the content, like I said, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment. Everything helps that YouTube algorithm out a lot. If you didn't enjoy the content, please leave that in the comments below too, and I read all my comments, and I'll be sure to try and correct whatever you thought I didn't do good, and try and make it more enjoyable for the next video you come back to watch. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon.